My name is Geraldine Burrell. I live in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this is Bella, and this is Chi, and I'm in the legal support industry.
Alright, I'm Casey, and this is my husband Scott, and we're from Sacramento, California. Well, basically Sacramento. This is Diesel. We rescued him here in Las Vegas in April of last year. This is Kiki. Oh, Diesel is a little over 1 now. Kiki is almost 5, and she's a Rhodesian Ridgeback Pit Bull mix, and we rescued her when she was 6 weeks old from her foster parent. She was going to be put down the next day at 9 a.m. So we went and picked her up at midnight, and we fell in love with her.
I'm Debbie, and I'm a catering convention sales manager at a hotel in Las Vegas. And this is my pit bull Boo, and Snickers, and Bella, and is Chip over there? Chip. And Nellie will be back.
Nellie's outside.
I'm Joe, and I'm a plumber by trade, and I live in Las Vegas with my wife and my daughter and our 5 dogs and our goldfish, Knuckles.
My name is Lynn Burke. I'm a realtor with Coldwell Banker Wardley.
My name's Michael, and thanks for coming over and meeting our dogs.
This is Roxy, and this is Rupert.
My name is Mike Martino. This is my wife Linda, and this is our baby Nina. We're here in Henderson, Nevada, at the Sun City McDonald's Ranch, and we are definitely pit bull advocates. Nina's our second pit bull.
My name is Francesca. I have lived in Las Vegas for 4 years now, and here we have Cleo. She's the only girl in the house. She's 8 years old. She's a senior citizen, like I call her. This is Malky. He is about 5 years old, and he's a rescue from Leeds Shelter here in Las Vegas. And this big boy here is Tex. He is about 4 years old, and he's a rescue too. He was found actually right here in the desert about 2.5 years ago.
Calm. She's a very zen dog.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how about Chi?
Her nickname is Monkey, and it's because she's just like a little monkey. She hops around and runs around, and she's just full of energy. As a matter of fact, when I'm walking, sometimes I'm like this, because Bella, I have to kind of coax along to move. She's so and then she is like always this way, so I feel like sometimes I'm being pulled apart, but we're working on that.
Smart. He's a really, really smart dog. We have to keep his mind occupied all the time. Otherwise he'll figure out what he thinks is best to do at the moment.
Sure.
So yeah, we have to keep him challenged. Roxy's very laid back. She's just sweet, calm, sweet. I've never had a sweeter dog than Roxy. Just does her thing. She kind of likes to be left.
Boo is playful. Nellie is mischievous. Chip is laid back. And Bella, the Chihuahua, is bossy. And Snickers, the Chiweenie, he is a wanderer. He's pretty independent. And the Chihuahuas run the house, actually.
She did a therapy of sorts. I was an elderly caregiver, and he absolutely adored her every time she came with me to work, because he was a neighbor, and he loved her. He would call her brown tail and red nose and all sorts of little random nicknames he could think of. He's 90, so he really enjoyed her company. So it was a therapy of sorts. We were able to use her to motivate him to get up and get out of bed and do something for the day, because he really had not much to live for, in a sense. So we would, ask him, we would tell him that she needed some exercise and she needed the ball to be thrown to her or something like that, and so he'd get up to play with her. So she was a therapy dog of sorts, not certified, but she did some work with that.
On the weekends or anytime after work when the sun's out, we go take them to the desert and go hiking for an hour. And they love doing that. They get backpacks on and they're leash free, they run free. We spend an hour doing that. We swim, they swim, the two, Nellie and Boo, swim.
Bella is a therapy dog. She's 8 years old, and she's been trained to go to nursing homes and hospitals. Every day we do behavioral training so that they know sit, down, stay. Sometimes I'll take them across to the paseo and I'll have them sit, and then I'll walk and stay, and I'll walk down to the paseo and then I turn on. I train them with voice command and hand command. And also I've started her with Chi with lure course racing, and she loves lure course racing, loves it. And the lure that we use is either a little kind of a fluffy stuffed animal, acrylic, it's not a live animal or anything, or a plastic bag, and those are the lures that we use, and she absolutely loves that.
He was dumped in our community shopping center. I was in the bank, and he came running through the parking lot, and I got done banking and went around and opened up my door to make sure he wasn't going to get hit by a car, and he jumped right in. And I spent 6 hours trying to find him a home, his home in the area, and no one had him. So we fostered him and fell in love with him, and he's a good boy, and kept him. That's how we got him.
Well, we had a pit bull before, named Baby. We had her for 12 years, and she was a great dog. I've had maybe 5, 6 dogs in my lifetime, and when we got Baby, we had 2 mini schnauzers who were supposed to be very sharp little dogs. Well, Baby was smarter than both of them. She was just unbelievable. She had a personality which you could actually see in the dog, that she wanted to do what you were asking her to do. I mean, she just wants to please you. That's what she wanted to do. When we lost Baby, it took us a couple of months to get over it, and then we decided we wanted another pit bull, because really, up until that time, Baby was the best dog we ever had. And we had, like I said, a couple of mini schnauzers, we had a mongrel, I had an Italian Cocker Spaniel. Baby just outshined them all. She was really good. And then we met Mina, and Mina is even friendlier than Baby. She is just a lover. So we hit it right off. First time I met her, she was in my face licking me, licking my wife. Couldn't get enough. So, long story short, here we are.
Well, Tex kind of happened. I didn't feel like I made a choice willingly. I was upstairs one day and I was in the guest bedroom, and for whatever reason I looked outside the window and I saw a car stopping, and then soon after I saw him running. I didn't really see the sequence, but I'm pretty positive that he was pushed out of the car. Oddly enough, though, the car drove in one direction and he started running in the opposite direction. I really didn't think twice. I just ran downstairs, and next thing I know, he's here. And he was the saddest thing I've ever seen in my life. He just, I don't know, he was sad all over. He was sad in his posture, his eyes were sad, his ears were down, and it just I just wanted to hug him. And at the end, there was a day where I think we were all sitting here, and someone sent me an email saying, I might have somebody who's interested in Tex. And at that moment I said, no, I'm sorry, I will keep him. And I think that was the best decision of my life, and I honestly believe that Tex happened in my life for a reason. And if anything, because it changed my perspective, I really want to do something to change other people's perspective. So that's my commitment, and I think that that's one of the reasons why he is with me.
It's different because of the obstacles that you confront due to the prejudice of the breed.
Unfortunately, yes. Actually, he and I have both made friends here in Las Vegas since we've been here that refuse to come over to our house because of the fact that we have a pit bull. So it's upsetting because you know your dog, but they don't know your dog, you know? And the last thing you want to do is force it on somebody because it'll only perpetuate their fear or problem or stigma that they have with pit bulls. So it's a little upsetting. I feel like we kind of lost out or got hindered on having a couple new friends just because we own a pit bull. You know, it's not ideal. But yeah, I would definitely say there is something with, like, you know, being out in public with her. It gives me a greater sense of responsibility for the breed to make sure that every time I'm out in public with her, it's a positive image. Because the last thing that you want is a negative experience when you're out in public and having that just perpetuate everybody else's ideals of pit bulls.
No, because he's just a high energy dog. He's just, and Nellie was high energy, and actually the Chihuahua at one time is high energy, actually. Can burn off, you know. I had a Yorkie that needed a lot of running around and stuff like that, and attention. But he's just a normal dog to us.
And as far as the outside world is concerned, is there any difference between him and your other kinds of dogs?
Well, yeah, I do get weird looks when I do have him only. And the other dogs, no one pays attention.
The funny part about it is, when we first got him, the neighbors across the street have a little boy. His name is Jack. And when they saw the pit bull, they freaked out. Boo goes, he jumps on Boo's back, tries to ride him like a horse. He licks him, and they play, and they have a ball when he's around.
Yeah, they wouldn't come over here.
They wouldn't come over for the longest time because they were afraid.
Yeah.
And then the day came where Boo and Jack met in the driveway, and Boo licked him to the ground. Licked him to the ground. And the kid just laughed, and he had a ball. They had a ball.
Kid wasn't afraid.
He wasn't afraid at all.
Little boy, he was 3 years old. He wasn't afraid. It was the parents.
In the house, you know, with yourself, it's really not. To me, I would say if it was any different, it's that these dogs are just better than the other dogs I've owned. But outside the house, you have people just have a predetermined outlook on these dogs. They have a big prejudice, and as soon as they see that you have a pit bull, which isn't really hard to figure out, what are you doing with that mean dog? And they don't want you in different places where they're having dog activities and stuff. And it's just a preconceived notion of prejudice, because if they knew the dog, and if they knew a little bit about history, Petey in our gang was a pit bull. And the Ty in Buster Brown, the dog in that advertisement, was a pit bull. So in the 20s and 30s, this was the most popular dog in this country.